What's happening, world? It's the Toothless Wonder, reporting live with another video. Um, I just wanted to talk to y'all about trusting Yahweh, and I guess in layman's terms, or just the generic trusting the process. Um, I believe they say that because typically the process makes no sense. And if you're trusting a process, it's probably because you're starting a new one or attempting to, and you don't have a memory or a history of doing things the way you now feel inclined to. Um, like with me, like my heart started changing. How I used to respond to stuff. Um, I didn't feel the need to do that anymore. So I almost went through almost a quasi identity crisis. Like it's not in me to do this anymore, but I've done it for so long. So it kind of feels unnatural, even though this is where I'm at with it. Um, and trusting the process, I find there's a duality to everything. It's actually easy, right? But what makes it hard is how you feel and think about it. Um, how you feel and think about it in the respect of stepping into a new, right? And then typically you don't see the benefits for a period of time, if not an extended period of time. So I'm doing all these right things, or what I believe to be right. But how come I ain't getting no daggone results? Actually, from personal experience, it was actually more frustrating doing things the right way. Not that I'm doing the right thing for any kind of ulterior motive or, well, if I do this, this should come on the back end. I'm just doing it because I believe it to be right for my own conscious purposes, right? And then you go down the road a nice little bit, and then I was like, man, like, okay, I'm not perfect, I know that, but I'm legitimately and genuinely trying to do the right thing for the right reason. And ain't nothing shaking and baking. If anything, it's getting harder. Huh? Man, come on. And because of that thought or that frustration or that feeling, it caused me to relapse, to ease my mind. Not that I wanted to just, say F it so much so, which I guess technically I did in action. But I just wanted to ease my mind because none of it made any sense. I've gone through more quote unquote hell attempting to do the right thing than I ever did doing the wrong thing. It seemed like I got more grace and mercy when I was living wrongly, and then recognizing that to any degree or depth. Then I say, man, nah, this ain't right, yo. He done saved my life about 1,000,000 times. Man, this ain't nothing to be proud of. So let me take steps to do the right thing, and then the road get harder. Or it just seemed like he just disappeared, and I'm like, but I'm trying now. Like that don't make no sense. You would figure, if I'm doing wrong, I should get more of a punishment. And I mean, I got punishment, but I really didn't get what I truly deserved. But now that I'm trying to do right, I figure you gonna walk with me, and he did. He was watching over me. But now, I keep reiterating this. He was building character. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff, all the attributes that I now utilize with people seeing me in a positive light were actually honed in darkness, honed in isolation, honed, and I've heard others use this term, doing shadow work, fighting your demons by yourself. The appearance of doubt, the appearance of none of this will ever change, the appearance of, at least in your mind, the appearance of failure. You see what I'm saying? But on this particular trip that I just stayed on the path with, having bumped my head a few times, I just figured there's no timetable to this. It'll change when the Most High get ready to change, and that's just what it is. Now it made it again. It made it easier, and it made it harder. Um, at the same time, because I didn't know when things, like, typically it seems like when I've exhausted all my thoughts or things that are within my power to do, then the change happens. but not a second before. I used to pray, like, why y'all gotta say me at the last minute? It creates too much anxiety. Like, you know what I mean? Man, don't tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, my bad. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my bad. So now as I've gotten to, be 41, I've learned, and I just kind of got out of this, to just let things be. You know what I mean? One, accept the part that I played in it. Two, if I made any mistakes, typically I won't continue to make the same mistake because now I learned something I previously didn't know. Three, uh, that I guess life is just about learning. And how do you do that unless you make mistakes? Like, unless you get dunked on, you won't learn court awareness. You know what I'm saying? Or unless you get punched, you don't know if your chin will hold up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's just what it is. And I would love to be able to go more in depth, but I'm not actually the talkative guy. Um, Maybe I'll get better with that as time proceeds on. But for now, that's just a short message.